Dear viewers, today we are going to learn some best tips and techniques of readings. I am on behalf of HD IELTS. I am going to present this lecture. In my lecture, there are two parts. In the first part, you will get some strategies of reading, and in the second part, by applying this strategy, we'll solve a reading passage. So let's start the first part. In the first part, at the beginning, there's a question. What are assessed by the reading? You might know that what is assessed by reading. Three things are assessed by the reading test. Number one, vocabulary, which is the most important part in reading test. Number two, sentence structure. Number three, your knowledge and IQ level. So vocabulary, you have to have a wide range of vocabulary according to your level. But different students have different expectation and different aim. Somebody wants to get 6, somebody wants to get 7, somebody wants to get 8. Whatever level you want, you need to have a wide range of vocabulary. You need to know synonym, you need to know the use of the word, and many other things. Sentence structure. In the case of sentence structure, you need to know the complex sentence structure, compound sentence structure, and some other type of simple sentence structure, because according to the sentence structure, the meaning of the sentence become changed. And the third level, your knowledge and IQ level. You have to have a knowledge and IQ level. You have to have a knowledge about the world, continent, people, culture, lifestyle, environment, technology, everything you have to know. And besides that, you have to have IQ level. For example, sometime in the passage you will find that, for example, Makati integrated transport system. In the reading Cambridge reading passage, you will find this passage. There is written, in the case of Makati, 20% vehicle transport are used inside the locality. But in the question, in the case of true false not given, there is written 80% transport are used outside the locality. Everyone is searching the keyword 80%, 80%, 8%, but nobody is getting the word 80% because 80% is not mentioned in the passage, but there is IQ. In the passage, 20% is mentioned, but 80% is not mentioned. And you have to have IQ that as 20% is mentioned in the passage, that means 80% will be hidden. 20% transport is used in the Makati inside the locality. Definitely 80% is being used outside the locality. So this answer is correct, but sometimes the student will answer it as not given. Okay, so these are the three things we need. We need to everyday increase vocabulary, we need to learn the sentence structure, and we need to increase your knowledge and IQ level. So by reading and by practicing, you can increase your IQ level. So let's start our another slide. Okay. There are three broad strategies in reading, that is skimming, scanning, and reading for details. So what is skimming? Skimming means getting the gist. What is the passage is about? You need to find out the main idea, because you don't have enough time to read word for word and line by line, because you have only 18 minutes. Okay, you can tell me that 20 minutes later, but 2 minutes you have to write the answer in your answer script. So I always count it as 18 minutes. So what is skimming? Skimming means to get the gist. So how can you get the gist? Reading heading. Every passage has heading, but sometimes you will not get heading. In that case, you will read the first para and last para. Sometimes you will get the subheading, and sometimes you might not get the subheading. And you will read first para and last para. But if you can understand the main idea by reading heading, never go for subheading or never go for first para or last para. But if you can understand the heading, then go for the heading, subheading, then go for first para or last para. And in the case of scanning, you will start your scanning when you will start answering the question, because in the question you will get the keywords and you will search the keyword in the reading passage. Searching keyword in the reading passage is known as scanning. Sometimes you will get the name, numeric figure like year, date, or some other mathematical equation. That is your source in the reading passage. And reading for details, you will search the keyword by scanning, and you will get that in a sentence. Read the whole sentence. read the sentence before or after the keyword, and by this way you will get the answer. That is known as reading for details. So these are the three strategies. We'll use it today when we'll go for the solution of the passes. Now, how can you do your scanning? Definitely, we will scan by keywords. So what are the keywords? How can you know the keywords, and what are the keyword techniques? So you can see the list of keywords. Any name will be keyword. Any person name, place name, event name, object name, any kinds of name in the world will be keyword. Any numeric figure, 1980, 10%, 3.5, etc. That. Any bold letter in the reading presence. Okay, you will get some letters of bold. Definitely, that's the important word. That is the keyword. Any italic letter. Some word is written in italic way. So that is also keyword. Sometimes you will get some word or sentence in a quotation mark. That is also the keyword. Signal word. This word will give you signals, opposite idea that will present. Okay, so signal words like however, but, instead of, on the contrary, on the other hand. And you need to remember one thing, that after this signal word, answer will come. Not before this keyword. Not before this signal word. Answer will never come before the signal word. Answer always come after the signal word. And you need to remember the most important thing, that you cannot take adjective and verb as keyword, because it becomes changes. For example, you will get good as keyword in your sentence, and you are searching the good in the reading passage, you will never get this, because it has become changed as synonym. Sometime instead of good, you will find incredible, you will find fantastic, or you will find marvelous. So never take adjective and verb keyword, because it becomes changes. Instead of this, the rest of the things, you will get the same thing. So you need to search the same keyword so that you can find that easily. Let's go for the reading question types. So there are 12 to 14 types of question, and different question have different strategies, and you need to know the individual strategies for the individual question. You will find multiple choice, short questions, sentence completion, table or flowchart, diagram, is not given, true false not given, classification. And you need to know that which question maintain the serial and which question doesn't maintain the serial. Multiple choice most of the time maintains serial. Short question always maintains serial. Sentence completion most of the time maintains serial. Table, flowchart, diagram always maintains serial. Yes to not given, true false not given always maintains serial. Classification never maintains serial. Heading matching never maintains serial. Statement matching never maintains serial. Information matching never maintains serial. Summary completion never maintains serial. But sometimes you will find that 50% or 60% maintaining serial. Completing sentence ending never maintains serial. Beliefs types of question never maintains serial. And matching list of phrase never maintains serial. So what you should do, the question which maintains serial, you will try fast to answer those questions. That will be helpful for you. Now we are going to solve a reading passage by following this strategy. So let's go to the reading passage. Dear viewers, now we're going to solve the passage according to the tips and techniques which we have discussed in our past part of the video. Let's start. So if you get such type of reading passage in the example, what you will do? Definitely you will start with skimming, and we can remember that skimming means we read the heading, subheading, first para of the passage and last para of the passage. Now let's start skimming. Just we want to know the main topic, main idea of the passage. Well standings. Okay, most of you might understand the meaning of well. Okay, it says sea creatures, huge, gigantic, which lives in the sea. But what's the meaning of standing? You might not understand the meaning of standing. So in that case, read the subheading. Why do whales leave the ocean and become stuck on beaches? Why do whales leave the ocean and become stuck on beaches? Why do whales leave the ocean? And why they become stuck in the beaches? So this is the question actually, and this is the research paper, and they will find out the answer of this question. Okay, so stranding means we can find that the whales get stuck on the beach and ultimately they become die. So they become dead. So this is the reason that here we can find the meaning of stranding. Stranding means the whale become stuck on the beach and ultimately it leads to death. So from this passage we can understand that this is all about whale stranding, how they become stuck, how they become die. So this is the research paper. Definitely we get the researchers, we'll get the lifestyle of the whales, we'll get where it more stuck, where it more stranded, we'll get in which sea, in which places, which country, everything we'll get about this whale stranding. We'll never get here anything beside whale stranding because this topic is fully related to whale stranding, related to sea, the lifestyle of whale and other things. Okay, so we have already understood what the passage is about, so no need to read last para, first line, last line, or any other things. We have already understood this is about all well, its lifestyle, the research, and why the whales become stuck on the beach is the reason we'll find here. What the researcher is researching, everything we'll find here. So let's go to the question. So let's start with the question. Here we find the question type short questions. So definitely in our previous lecture, we understood that short question always maintain the serial. So these 4 short questions definitely it will maintain the serial. First question we'll find at the beginning, then second question after, third question after, and fourth question after. Now let's start. Now let's read the question. Number 1. What do researchers often take from the bodies of whale? So what the researchers take often from the bodies of whale? Do they take the teeth? Do they take other things? Do they take what they actually take from the bodies of whale? Who take the researchers? So definitely the researchers is our keywords, and we'll search it, we'll scan it in our passage. So let's go to the passage and find out the researchers from the beginning of the passage. So we'll find out just scan, we'll do it scanning here. This is called scanning, getting the keyword in the question and quickly find out it in the passage, that is known as scanning. Now we are doing scanning. Now we've got here researchers. Now after getting the keyword in a sentence, we'll read the whole sentence and find out the meaning. From the beginning to the end of the sentence we'll read and we'll find out the meaning. A team of researchers begins to investigate collecting a skin sample. So how did they investigate? How did they started their investigation? How did they started the research? Just collecting skin sample, skin from the whales, dead whales or alive whales, whatever it might be, but they actually collected skin. Our question is, what did researchers often take from the bodies of whales? What actually the researcher took? So let's go to the question and we will find it, the answer. So what do researchers often take from the bodies of whale? What they take actually definitely is skin or skin sample. So either you can write skin or skin sample, both are correct. Now our second question. What do most industries and shipping create that is harmful to whales? So what is the keyword here? Definitely the name we find industries and shipping. Now we will search this keyword industries and shipping. Actually, what the industries and shipping create that is dangerous to whale, that is harmful to whale, we'll find out the name of the things which actually harmful for the whales. So let's go to the question. Okay, now you're searching for industry and shipping, as it maintains real. So after this research question, definitely you will search it below of this question. So we are searching below of the first question. Okay, it is known that noise pollution from offshore industries and shipping. So at the beginning, at first we'll search the keyword offshore industry and shipping, then we'll find out the noise pollution. So it is known that noise pollution from offshore industry and shipping. Actually, offshore industry and shipping, what it creates? It creates noise pollution, and sonar can impair underwater communication. So noise pollution actually can impair, can destroy underwater communication. So what actually offshore industry and shipping create? Noise pollution. So definitely our answer will be noise pollution. So the answer is noise pollution. In the third question, we'll find that in which geographical region do most well standing in Australia happen? In which part of Australia? In which part of Australia most of the well become stuck? Most of the well become stranded. Okay, so what is the key word of the sentence? The key word is Australia. Australia is keyword. So you need to remember one thing actually. If you find any country name, either you will search for Australia or Australian, because sometimes you have to search in both ways. America, American, Canada, Canadian, Australia, Australian. So in the same way, you will search for either Australia or Australian. Both keyword you need to search. So in these places now we will search either Australia or Australian. In which geographical region do most well standing in Australia happen? Okay. In which part of Australia most of the well become started? So let's search Australia or Australian. Australia or Australian, we'll search it. Australia, just you will search A and Australia or Australia. Australian, A, Australian. Okay, we've got it. Australia. Now, read the sentence. And when 80% of all Australian wells standing occur around Tasmania. So where most of the well is stuck, where most of the well is stranded, it is around Tasmania. So what will be our answer? Our answer will be Tasmania. So by this way, you will actually find out the answer. Short questions answer. Last question. Which kind of whales was the subject of study in the North Sea? So what is the keyword here? North Sea. So in the North Sea, what type of research is done with what type of whales? Okay, now you might not know all kinds of whales, blue whale, pilot whale, and several kinds of whales in the world. Okay, so in that case, the easy strategy is at first you will find out North Sea. Then in the sentence of North Sea, you will find out the whales. And before the whales, you will find out the word, and that is actually the species of the whales. Okay, for example, dog. So someone is telling you what type of dog, you don't know the type of dog. There is a yellow dog, black dog, white dog. You only know the word dog. So before dog, there is a word yellow, black, white, green. So that will be its kinds. Okay. In the same way, you will find out the words, and before words, there is a word that is actually the kinds of the words. Okay. So let's search the North Sea. So as is the last question, you might get it at the end of the passage. So search for the North Sea. This is the North Sea. And now read it. In the North Sea, what type of whales is found? In 2005, it's survey means the research, survey by Carl Penslow and collectives of sperm whales. So what type of whales actually they are searching? They got the research with that is sperm whale. They actually did the research with sperm whales. So we'll get right the answer with sperm whales. So this is how you will find out the answer. So this is easy. No need to read all the passages, all the line, all the words, because you have only 20 minutes in your hand. So by this 20 minutes, you have to answer all the questions. Now, let's go to the second part of this passage, 5 to 8 question. That is fill in the gap. So there are some strategies in the case of fill in the gap. When you will read the fill in the gaps, you will find out that whether this gaps demands noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, or adverb. Now, how you will solve this question at the beginning, the very beginning, at the start, you will read the question with fill in the gap. For example, we are going to read now, because dash disappear. Something becomes disappear on shallow beaches. Whales doesn't realize the beach is near. That's why the whale can understand the beach is near. Okay, so something becomes disappear. Something disappears. Okay, so what disappears? Actually, you have to find out the noun. So in the fill in the gaps after because will give noun, then the sentence will be complete. So let's search the keyword. Now, which one will be the keyword here? Shallow beaches is the keyword. So we'll search the shallow beaches. Because dash disappear on shallow beaches. Something is disappeared in shallow beaches. For that reason, the whales cannot understand the beach is near. Actually, he swims onto the shore and becomes stuck on the beaches. Now let's search the shallow beaches. Shallow beaches, shallow beaches. From the beginning, you can search it, shallow beaches, shallow beaches, shallow beaches, or if you can remember, shallow beaches. So we'll find it, shallow beaches, shallow beaches, shallow beaches, shallow beaches. Okay, now see, got the word shallow beaches. Now we'll read this. However, these just fade out on shallow beaches. If you can remember, we told in our first part of the lecture that however is a signal word, and we also told that the answer always comes after the signal word, not before the signal word. So, however, these just fade out on shallow beaches. So this is the pronoun. So if you can find out the noun of this, definitely that will be our answer. So it is also called pronoun reference. Because of this pronoun reference, you have to go to the previous sentence. So let's read the previous sentence. Usually as they swim, the whale swim, they make clicking noise. They actually create clicking noise. And the resulting sound waves by clicking noise actually produce sound waves are reflected in an echo. And the sound wave also come to the whales as an echo and travel back to them. However, these just fade out on shallow beaches. So which one become fade out? Which one become destroyed? Is it the clicking noise? Is it the sound waves or is it echo? Actually, you have to notice on the pronoun reference. This is a plural form. So definitely you have to pick the plural word. Either clicking noises, sound waves or echo. And echo is singular form. So that's why we will not take the echo. And clicking noise, clicking. If the whales make clicking noise, it will be noise, but if the whales doesn't make any noise, we will not get any clicking noise. So that's why sound waves will be our answer. If sound waves become destroyed, there will have no echo and the whale will not understand whether the beast is far away or nearer. Okay, so that's why our answer will be sound wave. If sound waves become destroyed, the whales cannot realize the beast is near. So fill in the gaps, will put sound waves. So this is the answer. Now read it. Because sound waves disappear, we actually searching for the noun. So we have got the noun, that's it. Because sound waves disappear on shallow beaches, whales doesn't realize the beach is near. So this is how you will make the solution. Number 6. Extra dash in the water attract fish and therefore whales to South Australian coast. Extra something is in the water and that things attract fish. So which thing actually attract fish? We know that some kinds of foods might attract fish and therefore whales to South Australian coast. Little fish come to eat something in the water and the whales come to eat the fish. So this is how. Now we have to find out what is extra something in the water, and we have to find out here which one is the keyword. South Australian coast or Australian coast. We'll search in the passage. And what is in the water, extra in the water, and for which the fish come here. Let's search the South Australian coast or Australian coast. Australian coast. Okay. So where is Australian coast? Now read from the beginning. To put it more simply, she says, in the years when strong westerly and southerly winds bring cool water rich in nutrients. So southerly wind and westerly wind bring cool waters along with nutrients. It's one kind of food closer to Australian coast. There is an increase in the number of fish. So because of these nutrients, huge amount of fish come here to eat this nutrient. So extra dash in the water, extra what actually come, and for the trees on the fish here, come here. So we are getting here nutrients. Extra nutrients in the water attracts fish and therefore requires to South Australian coast. Number 7. Storm create dash which absorb whales click. So what actually storm creates? Cyclone or typhoon, some types of storm creates in the sea huge something. Okay, so we have two keywords here, storms and click. So we'll search for the storms or click. Let's start searching. Actually, what storm creates? That is absorb, that is destroyed the whale's click, because click is important for the whales. Without click, whales cannot move here and there. So click is very important, but that click is destroyed by something which is created by the storms. Let's search the click or storm. Click or storm. Click. Click, click, click. Okay. We've got one word. Click. Now search for the storm, and beside this we've got storm. Now read this. It is this that absorbs whale click. Okay. So it. These are the things. It's also pronoun reference. So if we can find the noun of it, definitely we will get the answer. So if we want to get the noun of the it pronoun, definitely we have to read the first previous line or here. So let's read the previous line. The ocean is full of bubbles. Ocean is full of bubbles. Larger ones rise quickly to the surface. The large bubble rise quickly on the surface of the sea, ocean, and disappear and quickly disappear. While a smaller one, the little one, called microbubble, can last for, but little microbubbles last for days. It is this that absorbs whale clicks. Okay, so it. So which is referred by it? What is the meaning of it? It means microbubble. It refers to microbubbles. So actually, microbubbles absorbs whale click. So our answer will be microbubbles. So this is how we find out the answer easy way. Last one, sonar. Sonar may result in block supply based in the whale with sonar. It's a huge sound. Huge sound may block something in the whale. What is actually blocked by sonar? We'll find out that. So let's search the sonar technology. Sonar. Where is sonar? So many places will get the sonar. Here is the sonar. Then we also get sonar here, sonar low frequency sonar. But can you get anything that something actually blocks supply of something in whale bodies? We never find anything. We also never find anything that something is blocked by the sonar or loud sound. Again, we have to find out sonar. Sonar can kill. Okay, let's read this sentence. For humans, hearing a sudden loud noise might prove frightening, but it does not induce mass fatality. For whales, on the other hand, there is a theory on how sonar can kill. Okay, for the huge loud noise, whale might be dead, because in whale bodies there is huge blood, tons of blood. That's why when the whales hear any loud noise, it becomes frightened, and in the blood there is something created which actually stop the vital organ and ultimately lead to death. And in the case, we'll read the last line, you see. The bubbles block the flow of blood to vital organ. Bubbles. When the whales become panic, it creates bubble in the whale's bodies. And when it becomes bubbles, full of bubbles in the whale bodies, inside the organ, vital organ, the blood becomes stuck and blood cannot move from one organ to another organ, and the whales become ultimately lead to death. So what will be our answer? Our answer will be blood. So in this question, we'll write sonar may result in blocked supply of blood. So you see, this question was far difficult from others three question because in three places we found sonar. So even four places you might get one keyword. If you don't want to get 8 or 9 out of 9, you never search this type of keyword because it will destroy your time. But if you want to get higher score in IELTS reading, in that case definitely you have to get this answer. And what is this strategy? Strategy means when you look at, well, you are not getting the answers, you will read the just first line, last line, first line, last line, first line, last line of the para, and by this way definitely you will get the answer. You see, and in the last line we got the answer. The bubbles block the flow of blood to vital organs and after kill it to death. So this is how you find out the input losses. Now the last third part, true, false, not given. And let me say something. True means something is true. False means something is contradictory, and not given means something is not given here or something is totally irrelevant here. Okay. For example, I'm going to give you an example. Hassan has bought a pen by 40 taka. And in the passage, when you are searching, you have got that, oh yes, 40 taka. Hassan has bought a pen by 40 taka. So it will be definitely yes. In the question, there is written Hassan has bought a pen by 40 taka, but in the passage you have got Hassan has bought a pen by 30 taka. So definitely contradictory. So the answer will be false. And in the case of not given, you found in the passage that Hassan has got a pen from his uncle who gave him as a gift. So there is nothing mentioned as buying or as a buying. Okay, so it is totally irrelevant. That's why it will be not given. Or you might not get anything related to pen. So in that case, it will also be not given. Okay, so let's start with the first question. The aim of research by the Plagos Institute in 1998 was to prove that Navy sonar was responsible for well standing. So in 1999, Plagos Institute is a Wells Research Institute. They wanted to their main aim was to prove that Navy sonar is only responsible for well standing. So we are getting here some keywords. Plagos Institute and 1998. So if you get any numeric figure, take this numeric figure like 1998 or some years or some other mathematical term, you will easily able to find out this keyword in the passage, because in the reading passage there are so many thousands of words, so it's difficult to find out your expected keyword. That's why you will get the numeric figure. So let's search the numeric figure in the passage. So what is 1998? Okay, you see, we've got in 1990. Now we'll read the sentence. Let's read the sentence. In 1998, researchers at the Plagos Katichan Research Institute, a Greek non-profit scientific group, linked well standing with low frequency sonar trace. Actually, they linked well standing, not the main aim. But in our question, that is written that the main aim of the Katichan Research Institute was to sonar is totally responsible for well standing. But here they found the link, some link, actually not totally responsible. So in the sentence we found that the main aim was, research main aim was that sonar is totally involved with this well standing. But here we found link, so it totally is contradictory. As it is contradictory, it will be false. It will never be true. So write false here. false, because it's totally contradictory. The main aim was not sonar. They actually linked. The well stranded in Greece were found at different points along the coast. The stranded well, the stuck well was found. Some well was found in Greece and found different points. The key word is actually Greece. We know that the well is social creature. They actually go here and there with probe. But here we found that they stranded in different points. If it is true, we find that whether it is true, false, or not given. Let's search Greece. And remember one thing, that true, false, not given always maintains real, which we told in our first lecture that it is always maintains real. Number 9 question, we found it somewhere. So from that place, we search in the below, not upward. Okay. After that, it will maintain real. Okay. At first, we'll find out 9, the 10, the 11, the 12. By this way, we'll search it. So let's search the Greece. Where is Greece? So first question we found here. So after this, we'll search the Greece one. Greece. Okay. I've got Greece. Now, after getting the keyword, what we do, we actually read whole sentences. Typically, they all wash ashore together, but in mass atypical standings, such as the one in Greece, the wells don't stand as group. They were scattered over a large area. Okay, over a large area scattered. So, in Greece, the wells were found in different points. That means it's true. In question, they say that they are found at different points, and in the passage we found the different points scattered large area. So this is true. And 11.1. Rosemary Gales has questioned the research techniques used by the Greek scientists. I mean, question means, what's the meaning of question? Question means I never agree with you. So Greek scientists think that maybe sonar is responsible. What actually the Rosemary Gale says? Does he support them? Does he agree or disagree with them? We will find out this. So our keyword is Rosemary Gale. Whether he actually agree with the Greek scientist that sonar is responsible for well standing or disagree. In question, he has questioned, she has questioned, that means he never disagreed. So find out Rosemary Gale. Rosemary Gale. Okay. Rosemary Gale found. Now read this. Another is Rosemary Gale, a leading expert on well standing. She says sonar technology cannot always be blamed for mass standing. So she never agrees with the Greek scientists that sonar technology is involved. And she is telling that we cannot always blame for well standing for the sonar technology. Okay? So it's true. She never agreed with the Greek scientists that sonar technology might be involved. So it is true. Number 12. According to Gales, whales are likely to try to help another whale in trouble. When a whale becomes stuck in a beaches, they actually call for help. Please help me, I'm stuck. There is a huge panic and chaos. So in the same way, when one group of whales is stuck, another whale calls them. Okay, so let's find out whether it is true or false. Are they actually social creature, or do they call each other when they become trouble? Again, our keyword is Gales. So find out where is Gales. So it will come after Rosemary Gales. So where we found the Rosemary Gales? We found Rosemary Gales here. Now find search the Gales. Okay. So we found Gales here. Now read it. They are highly social creatures. The whales are highly social creatures. Okay. They help each other. In their painful moment or in their joyous moment, they are with them always. They are highly social creatures, says Gale. When the mass stranded, huge stranded, thousands of whales stranded in a sea, it complete panic and chaos. Huge panic. If one of the group stranded sound the alarm, they have an alarm system. They call each other when they feel dangerous situation. Others will try to swim to the edge. Another will come to them to help them. and become stuck themselves. And in the same way, they will also stuck and ultimately they will lead to death. So what we have found here, they are highly social creature. And in the Rosemary Gale's sentence, we found that Gales was like yes, they're coming to help each other. So that's why it will be true. Now our last question, third question. There is now agreement among scientists that changes in the Earth's magnetic fields contribute to well standing. You know, in our Earth there are two poles, North Pole and South Poles. And if you have a magnet and if you bind it with a string and if you round it east or west, you will see that it actually comes to North and South Pole. So there is an agreement among scientists that they will never do anything so that our magnetic field become changes. So main thing here is actually agreement. If we find something in the passage about agreement, definitely it will be yes. If we find something opposite of agreement, that will be false. And if we don't find anything about agreement, that is not given. And the key word is here magnetic field. So Earth's magnetic field. So Earth is written in capital letter. So if we find anything written in capital letter, that is also a keyword. So now we'll search for the Earth magnetic field. Earth magnetic field, storms, microbubbles, Earth magnetic fields. Okay, we found Earth's magnetic field. Let's start from the beginning. In 2005, a survey by Carlos Benslow and the cliffs of sperm whales standing in the North Sea found a correlation between this and the sun's cycle and suggested that changes in the Earth magnetic field might be involved. Okay, for whale standing, Earth magnetic field might be involved, but that is not our actually question. Our question is there any agreement among scientists so that Earth magnetic field doesn't change? We're not getting anything about the agreement of the scientist, so it will be not given. But some people will write that, okay, I have got Earth magnetic field, it will be yes, no. There is nothing mentioned about the scientist's agreement. That's why it is not given. And in the case of true, false not given or yes, no not given, you need to remember one thing, that if there is written true, false not given, definitely you must write true, false not given. If there is written yes, no not given, you will write yes, no not given. But in the case, instead of true, if you write yes in your answer sheet, it will be wrong. You will not get any mark. In the case of false, if you write no, you will never get the answer. So what is written actually, instruction is very, very important. If there is true, you will write true. If there is false, you will write false. If there is yes, you will write yes. If there is no, you will write no. So this is how you will solve the reading passage. So these are the things we have done so far. So in the first part, we have learned skimming, scanning, and reading for details. We also learned some keyword techniques. What is keyword? And I can understand the keyword. And we also learned how many types of question. Here we got 3 types of question. We got true, false, not given, short question, and fill in the gaps. And for different types of question, we applied different strategies. We applied skimming, scanning, keyword techniques, and something. And applying all those strategies, we actually solve the problem and solve these passages. So if you have any question, just you will comment below our video. We'll try to answer the question. So thank you so much. Thank you for staying with us, and we'll provide you more video in our next episode. Have a good day. Bye bye. Take care.